Hello, welcome to Cold Harbor Institute and the Tomichi Creek that runs through this beautiful ranch. My name's Mindy. I'm the Vice President Chair of the Cold Harbor Institute Board, and on today's video what I would like to discuss with you is a little bit of how I became part of the Cold Harbor family and how you can too. And then I would also like to demonstrate of how us anglers can do our part in protecting our local fishing habitats, whether it's here in Gunnison County or throughout the world. I'm not sure exactly who found who, but I think Cold Harbor actually found me. And that was through a Trout Unlimited fundraising event where my partner Gene Hart and I drew the Tomichi Creek through Cold Harbor as our beat. And when we did so, the other participants of the event snickered and laughed. While Tomichi Creek is known to be a good fishery, it's one that's been known not to have really big fish. And this event is one that is won by inches. And luckily for me, that morning, I got into a participating 22 3/4 inch rainbow trout that not only gave my partner Gene Hart and I the first place of that event, but it also helped me win the largest fish of the tournament that year, as well as catch the most inches. And it was the trifecta of the Trout Unlimited event that year. Since then, Tomichi Creek has gained much respect, especially this Cold Harbor area, through the sustainable practices and research. We have seen increased numbers of fish in this creek, and more astoundingly is the amount of large fish and of them that we're actually catching in this section of river. So, as a fishing angler, for us to do our part is to practice proper catch and release. And ideally what you'd like to do is not fight the fish for a long time. Fun. This is such a great fishery. They've done such a great job of increasing the numbers on the fish here. And ideally what you'd like to do, what I prefer to do, is I just wet my hand. I bring the fish in towards me if they would like to participate in this. And all I do is reach down here and unhook the fish, just like that. Because I fish with debarbed hooks, and that allows me to simply release that fish and not put any stress on it, especially when we're experiencing low water and warm temperatures. And ideally what you want to do is try not to stress the fish, play the fish for a long time, or keep them out of the water. And then the next one that I catch I'll demonstrate is if you get a bigger fish on and you would like to take a photo of the fish, how you should properly handle a fish if you want to take a photo of it. All right, let's see what we can get for our next one. All right, we got a participating fish. And so if you're an angler that would like to, have a picture of your fish, ideally what I always encourage people to do is try to have a net available. That just kind of keeps the any kind of harm, relaxes them a bit. This is a pretty good one. This is kind of what we see in here. It's pretty normal. We have quite a few of these 14, 15 inch, 16 inch fish. I have come out here and caught numerous 18 and 20 inch fish. Oh, he might be a little bit bigger than that. So I like to put him in the net, keep him in the water, keep him wet, right? And then what I'd like to do then is, you can see here that, I've got his head in the water, or her, it could be a her. And so if you want to take a photo, okay, what we usually do is we come in here and we unhook the fish. And he may have already unhooked himself. That's what's so great about these nets. I really encourage people to try to get some of what they call these ghost nets. Oftentimes you'll find that it helps the hook come right out of the fish's mouth because, like I said, we fish with barbless hooks. And so if you want to take a photo, ideally what we see people do sometimes, which is not great for the fish, is they will handle the fish with dry hands. By touching a fish with dry hands, what you do is you take off their protective coating that helps them slick through the water and helps them absorb oxygen as well. So that's the last thing that we want to do, is to take off any kind of protectant that the fish has naturally. And so you want to get your hands good and wet. And so what we do then is, I'm not a big proponent of picking up the fish with one hand. A lot of times you see anglers pick up a fish with one hand underneath their belly. I don't know, but I think that it oftentimes can cause issues to their stomach. So I don't like to handle a fish like that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Just personally, I'm one that doesn't even like handling fish. I like to let go of them. I encourage you to do the same thing. But if you wanted to take a picture of the fish, ideally what you want to do is get both your hands wet, and then use both hands, and then cradle the fish, and you can take your picture, and then you can let them go back in the water and make sure that they're revived, and then they go on their own way. So I hope that you all do these same kind of practices in your water to help protect your local fisheries, and I hope that you all will give to the fall harvest. It's worth every dollar that you donate to Cold Harbor Institute, and help us continue to show others how to be sustainable in our life practices, so that we can pass on these wonderful places to generations to come. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you again soon.